Hi, and welcome to our expert panels to this evening's expert panel with some of the authors of the book The Rise. It's a multi-author book that, I think you need to shut down if you have your Facebook page open. Otherwise, we're going to hear the sound double. I think you need to shut down your Facebook page open. Or who is it? Who is having I'm just being sure that it's not me.
Everything here is shut down. So
okay, perfect. And stuff like that happens. I mean, don't worry.
It's live.
It's fine. We're among friends. So that's weird. I am Eleanor Amora, and I am the founder of the House of Sovereignty and the publishing House of Sovereignty that is actually publishing this amazing multi-author book called Arise. And it's stories of fierce, fearless, and unapologetic women being their own guiding stars. And we have had 2 expert panels this week earlier, and I am just blown away by the women in this book. It's going to be an epic book, that's for sure, because we have so many tools, life lesson and tools to just create an amazing life and to understand your life purpose, understand your past, everything. So I am just so happy to introduce these 3 authors that we are introducing tonight. And I'm going to start with reading up their bios and tell you a bit about who they are. So first one that I'm going to introduce is Minia Lange, was born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden. Except as a best-selling author, she also expresses herself as a multifaceted, self-taught artist who loves exploring different media and art forms. As an indigo starseed, she intuitively uses her open mind connected to the multidimensional realms to manifest high vibrations and to mirror her own essence into the art pieces with brilliantly exploding colors and deep symbolism that connects the soul to the source. While painting, she mainly uses acrylics and watercolors with some golden glimpses or magical sparkle in the artwork. She also creates pieces of art in glass using Tiffany technique, mosaics, and periodically also ceramic objects. Her favorite motifs are water lilies and dragonflies. She is inspired by sacred geometry and the ancient symbolism of the lotus flower, which are recurring themes through all her art forms. She views art as a medicine for the soul, and while creating, her intentions are always high vibrational and heart connected. So welcome, Minia. And for all of you that are listening, I'm also a Swede, hence my wording and how I am saying them words. So you're just gonna get used to it, okay?
Thank you for being here and for having me.
We are so happy that you're a part of this project, Minia.
Thank you.
And then we are going to continue with Sonja, who is also one of my Swedish authors. Sonja Frödendahl is a jack of all trades. She's working as a caregiver when she isn't writing short stories or helping people as a life coach. Her free time is spent with family and friends, walking her dogs, doing crafts of all sorts. She loves to learn new things, so when the opportunity knocks, she goes with it. Welcome, Sonja.
Thank you, and I'm sorry for the very short bio, but being a deadline junkie.
It's perfect, Sonja, and at least you did it, so that's a star in the... Okay, and welcome Bonnie Gale. Bonnie Gale is an entrepreneur, forensic CFO, and owner of Bonnie's Books, Inc., medium and Joan of Arc freedom fighter. Bonnie Gale has many gifts to offer. She has helped hundreds of clients become more profitable and effective in their businesses and has restructured 9 companies on the verge of bankruptcy, turning them profitable and debt-free within 6 months. She has launched several side businesses, including creating an organic lubricant called Sex Butter. In 2019, Bonnie trained in mediumship and uses her gifts to help people make major decisions that positively affect their lives and businesses. She channeled a guided meditation called Money Vision Quest to help people break through money blocks and attract abundance into their lives. In 2020, she developed a program called Upping Your Money Mindset Game and will be launching a Quantum Money Mastery Mastermind in 2021. So welcome, Bonnie.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, and I'm just thrilled to have you all here. So we're gonna start with some questions, and the first question we're gonna start with Minia is, tell us a little bit about yourself and what experience you share in the book.
Well, I wrote very intuitively, and I chose to write about me being an outsider, more or less, as not fitting in to this society, and walking my own path. But I did it really in a general way, that so that the reader could identify themselves. So it's kind of blurry and a lot of thoughts, just to express myself intuitively, and so there is a story, but at the same time there is a lot of freedom to interpret what I mean. So it has many layers, I think. So it's about everything and nothing. And it's about my background. And as me as a person, or my personality, and my urge to express myself in words, and to be authentic. So I read my chapter right before we were signing in here, and because I couldn't remember what I wrote. It was so intuitively, it was flowing when I wrote, and I was all there, but at the same time I needed to connect with it again, and I found out that it will attract the people that need it. I don't know how to express more. It's like it's fluently.
That's amazing. And I think it's also, you were so artistic, and this chapter is also artistic, and it's you. So yes, as you say, it's going to attract just the right persons who are going to read it. And that is what I spoke about yesterday. I spoke about that. I always have complete trust in the books when it comes to finding the right authors and the right stories. And they always merge into this amazing, powerful book. They are always, connected in some way. Perhaps we don't know it then, but you will see where it fits. So for all of you that are excited about this book, it's going to be published on the 28th of May. So it's next Friday, and we're super, super happy. Yay. And well, thank you so much, Minia, for for sharing this with me, or with us, all of us. And Sonia, what about you?
What about me?
Victory?
Well, I in the book I chose to share about my battle with psoriasis arthritis and the ups and downs of trying to find out what the issue was, because pain in your joints is, it's hard to find what it is, and getting bullied from the kids in school because I had pain but it didn't show, and all of that. And the relief when the doctors told me it's arthritis, and just that, nothing else. And they just, what? Oh, I'm not going to die of it. No, but it is a chronic disease. Yeah, I'm not going to die of it. I'm going to die with it. That's a big difference. So, and I think I put in even the parts of having to find the good things in having a chronic disease and doing the best of it. You have to work around it. You can't do everything that you want to do, that you plan to do with your life. You just have to work around it and find new ways to express yourself and live your life. And that's what I hope will shine through in my story in the book.
Yeah. And as you say, I mean, there are so many people out there with chronic illnesses, and if you can just help them a little bit by sharing your story, it's worth so much for them. So thank you for being authentic and sharing that, because I know sharing your past when it's also a wound, it's not that easy. So I'm really grateful for my brave authors. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Bonnie, hi.
Hi.
How about you? Can you tell us, it's blah, blah, I can't even speak tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what experience you share in the book?
So basically, I'm a completely different person today than I was, growing up throughout my life. And I'm so grateful that I have evolved in the way that I have, because in the beginning times of my life, I had a lot of challenges. And one of the challenges that I share about that was my biggest challenge was bulimia. And so when I was 16, I became bulimic. That stemmed from some other things that had happened. And basically, I blamed myself and kind of went against my own body. I almost died from that disease. And an angel woke me up. I mean, that's what I'm going to say, is because literally there is no reason for me to be alive if there wasn't a higher guide that literally saved my life. And it's interesting because my life has been saved on 4 different occasions in this lifetime, literally. And all of them were about choking to death. All of them. And the last one was like 4 or 5 years ago, where I went to a party and an onion literally got stuck in my esophagus. And somebody had to perform the Heimlich, and I had already turned blue, and they literally got me just in time. So it's interesting that I have had a challenge using my voice, right? And then I think about all of the things with the esophagus and the bulimia and all that kind of stuff, and how basically I kept so much stuff inside of me as opposed to allowing it to come out. And then, through the death of my mom and the experiences that I had with her before she died, I was told by my grandparents a week before my mom passed that I was going to be transitioning her. And I didn't even know anything about this kind of stuff. I had no idea I was even capable of this. And I remember in my dream laughing, saying, how am I going to do this? Don't you know who my family is? Because I knew that everybody would be like huddled around my mother, before her death.
Yes.
And they said to me that you're going to know what to do and you're just going to go and do it. And I even talk about that experience and how she came back in 2019 through a medium, which really kind of started me on my mediumship path, because I realized through that I was supposed to connect with her. And she is one of my guides that I currently work with on the other side. And literally, once I started training, I started seeing things I've never seen before. And it was the most amazing experience. It has completely changed me. I will tell you that 95% of the people in my life left. And I have all new people that came in. And I'm so grateful, because all those people that left were trying to take me down and hold me back. And so part of my story is that we need to be true to ourselves, and we need to be our own best advocates, as opposed to allowing other people to determine our fate.
So powerful. And that is, I mean, especially if we look upon the world right now, that is what is needed. So thank you for sharing that story. Then the next question is, what message or inspiration do you want people to take away from reading your story? And we'll start with Minia.
Well, I wish that the reader could find their courage and their authenticity to just be themselves and release themselves from all the chains that the society puts on you, and tries to put you in a box, and this is where you are supposed to be. But we are souls, we are living souls, and we need to be free. We need to express ourselves, otherwise we get sick. And I also wrote about this in my chapter, because I had a tough upbringing, and I developed anorexia when I was 3 years old. I had a very long difficult time to incarnate into my body, because I didn't want to be here. It was too harsh, and I have had hard time to fit in until I started to feel the freedom to just be myself, and to express myself as I need to do in this very moment. I could need to write and express myself in words, or paint, or do stained glass windows, or anything that reflects my soul and my essence. And I would like to that the reader, I wish the reader can connect my text and my chapter to something in themselves, to their own true essence, and find the courage to just be themselves and break the chains somehow. And that's why I've used very general words, so that everybody can somehow connect in their own way. So my message is to be yourself, always be authentic, and choose love before fear, and practice this every day, as I do. I'm very introvert as a person. I'm not really excited to be here, exposing myself. It's not me. I like to paint and, show this is what I'm doing, but not expressing myself. So it's a challenge here to do this, and I'm expanding my comfort zone, and that is also a way to be authentic. Well, I'm blurring away. I'm
No.
sorry, but it's a big context. Everything is really, hooking up to larger pictures. So,
Yeah.
and I feel a great connection with you two here also. When I hear your stories, everything is meant to be. We find a red thread in the book, I think.
Mm.
Mm.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, because I have known you for many years through
Yeah.
social medias, and we also have met in real life.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud of you, because you are, as you say, you are outside your comfort zone and you are
Yeah.
rocking it. So you are doing so well. So
Thank you.
I'm just super proud. And as you say, it's quite interesting that you all have the same red thread, even during this expert panel.
Yeah.
That you had chosen, I mean, for yourselves, the time that suited you. You didn't know which one are the ones that were going to be here or what they have written about. And still, here you are speaking about the physical body and the healing of it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that is what I love. That is what I love so much about the multi-author books. Because as I said, they always make sure the right stories are written. I have complete trust in that. So yeah, here we have the proof yet again. So thank you, Minia. And Sonia, how about you? What message do you want readers to take away?
That there always is a golden line in everything. See the good, see the positive. I mean, as I said, I work as a caregiver, which many finds very fascinating, considering I have a disability myself, but mine isn't crippling at the moment. It might be later on in life, but at the moment it's not that bad. So I see the difference between those who have the positive energy, the one, okay, so this is a bump in the road, but I'll do the best of it. They do much, much better with their disability, whether it's a spinal injury or a stroke or ALS or whatever. They have a much better disease development, if I should call it that, than the ones who feel victimized and oh, this is it, I can never walk again, or I'm gonna die in a couple of years, it's over. And they develop, or not develop, their disease is faster in the rate, and they crumple, and you can see the disease in their face compared to the ones with a positive outlook on it, and see it as, okay, this is a challenge. How can I fix this? And that is what I want people to take of it, because in the beginning, the first couple of years before I got the diagnosis, I was, believing the people around me. I was imagining I did this because I wanted attention, which wasn't true, because back then I was, as Minia, an introvert, big time introvert. And this is, they telling me, you want to shine the spotlight. And I said, no, I'm still an introvert. Sometimes then I need my me time, and then I don't see people in a couple of days. I just, sure, I can talk to you on the phone, maybe, but I'm not seeing people. But then the other part of me is, well, I've learned this much. what can I teach people and what can I learn? And to learn, I have to meet people. Well, except now in the pandemic, because then everything is done on Zoom. But I need to be this extrovert and talk to people and learn, so I can teach people in the best way in their circumstances and in their way of learning, because everyone teaches and learns different.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping people are going to take out of it. Do the best of the things you have and adapt.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Bonnie, tell me a bit about that from your side of the pool or that land. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so the biggest thing that I could say that I really, really believe, and I would love for people to get, and I don't mean to understand, but I want them to know, is that it's really all about perspective. And you can be going through the same circumstances as other people, and the way that you look at it and act in those circumstances could bring a completely different outcome than what other people are experiencing. And if you choose to take the higher roads, I'm not saying that they're going to be easy, okay? Because I'm going to tell you that my life has not been an easy road. What I will say is that it is the most fulfilling life that I could ever imagine having, because I'm basically being true to me and true to what my soul desire is. And even though I have gone through many, many challenges to get to this perspective, it was all worth it, because if even one thing was different, I wouldn't be here today, and this would not be the same discussion.
So true. The butterfly effect. Yeah, exactly. I mean, everything has happened for a reason, and everything has a lesson in it. So thank you so much. The next question is, what inspired you to want to become an author, Minia?
Well, yeah. Actually, it was my father pushed me to start to write. Even though he died when I was 20 years old, 30 years ago, but during this spring, I got some hints from him to write. And it was with the first book, Luftburna, in Swedish, that I started to write, because it was a message from him to heal his past and heal my ancestors. All the wounds that they couldn't heal themselves, I needed to tell their story through my story, and that would heal myself and my kids and generations back, behind me and before me. So because time doesn't exist, so it's fluent, and yeah. So he was the one who was pushing me to do this, although I have always felt an urge to write and express myself in words. But this was the key point. And that's how I started. And it's a really, really nice way to start writing books together with other women. It feels really secure and good.
Oh.
So it started here in February. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I agree. It's really nice to have a group of people that you feel secure with. And I really like all my authors. They are my tribe. So, and here we go. Sonja.
Yes. I apologize for any barking. My dogs are in another room and they don't like it the least. My want or wish or dream of becoming an author started with my mom reading Astrid Lindgren stories to me as a kid. And I wanted to know how words could give so much joy and imagination. Where did she find it? Did she know those people, those kids? Was it her kids? And finding out that there are more authors who gives you the dream world, the escape you can use sometimes when the world is too much, really. And being an introvert and being bullied and having pains in my joints that no one knew what it was, I needed the books to get the escape, to get the friends who didn't judge me for whatever it was I had. So I just wanted to learn how they did it. And on a very winding road, I ended up starting writing short stories and collaborating with other authors, doing anthologies, and just having fun learning and testing my toes in different genres that I never, ever written in before or read before either. So this is another new branch on the writing thing, because I never written a story about myself or my life. So I'm stepping a bit more outside my comfort zone, and it actually feels okay. It's what I've been doing with my friends and people I don't know anyway. So why not do it in the big world? So
Yeah. And you're doing great too. And I mean, this takes courage. So you're doing great. I mean, to be authentic and to own your history and to speak about yourself. So
yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much.
what?
Bonnie.
Well, the funny thing is, I wasn't really thinking about being an author. So many times people have said to me, "Oh my God, you got to write your story." And it's a big one. However, I was inspired by your original title of what this book was going to be. And I was like, okay, that's who I am. And so I really kind of feel connected to the message. And I felt that I could have, a good contribution to the message of, of literally becoming unshackled,
Yeah.
and breaking free of the chains that bind us.
So true. And yes, we did choose another title because the book was originally it was supposed to be called Unfuckable. And we realized after we were writing to our book designer that we were totally shadow banned on Facebook. We couldn't use that title. We were shadow banned anywhere, everywhere. So that's how Arise came into being instead. And I mean, everything happens for a reason. So, and your story is amazing, and it fits so well into this as well. I mean, being your own guiding star, that is, I mean, that is you. That is how you have lived your life. So this fits perfectly. So thank you. Minia, the next question is that my team has written down. How did I help you, guide you through this journey?
Or you have been guiding me for in many ways. First of all, as a good example yourself, because you had done this journey yourself, exposing yourself to the world with showing your vulnerability,
Vulnerability. Yeah.
and you know, daring to be authentic. First of all, you did that, and then by uppmuntra, encourage every author to dare and take these steps outside the comfort zone. And sometimes it's really annoying. You know, I need to be here in my corner, but you push gently, you know, and it feels really safe and good. There are many steps that I really enjoy. We have some meditations we can listen to, and your expert advices about keeping your energy and all this grounding that you need to do to focus and, you know, just be here and do the thing. So there are many ways that you have shown and you have been guiding really, really well. So I'm really deeply thankful.
Oh, and so am I. Thank you so much. I love what you said. Sonja.
Yes, I'm with Minia. The energy you send out is intoxicating. It's addictive because you know, as a person writing your own story, what it takes to give that much of yourself, to put it out there, and knowing that you've done it before and you are juggling kids, husband, horses, giving birth in the middle of the night, and still you have the time to mentor us authors who are joining you in this endeavor and adventure and taking care of your business. I mean, I think I juggle a lot. I'm bowing down to the queen of juggling. I'm not doing a lot of juggling at all, I realized. So my life is very, very smooth, and still I'm doing the deadline junkie thing and don't do anything until the last minute. So I'm trying, and I will do better in making my schedules last and follow my own ideas, so I can be as prosperous as you are.
Oh, thank you so much. And just so that you know, I'm also deadline junkie, so I'm sorry. I always, I always do it the last minute. I'm sorry to say that, but that's true. And just to make sure, I didn't give birth in the middle of the night, but my horse. So right now,
I thought that was kind of understood, but okay, I can see some people might need explanation.
Not this year anyway. But so, and I still have 5 more foals that I'm waiting for, and I have to put my alarm clock for every 90 minutes during the night. So I have to check my cameras in the stables just to make sure there aren't any mares foaling, or if they are, then we have to go out there. And so 5 more foals. It's going to be interesting. Thank you so much, Sonja, from the bottom of my heart. Bonnie.
Let's see. Well, so I initially met you on Facebook, and I met you because of a post that and I feel like I can't remember what the post was, but I remember that you were a truther. And I remember that a lot of people attacked you, and you just stood in your sovereignty and really just kind of said, look, this is who I am. You know, you can think whatever it is that you want. I'm good with myself. And that is kind of who I am as a person, not kind of, that is who I am as a person. And so I thought, you know what, like the year of 2020 was about understanding who you're aligned with.
Mm.
And, you know, what I saw is that I was aligned with what you are aligned with.
Mm.
And so that alignment was the motivation for me.
Mm. I love that. And I think you are completely right about that. I mean, we are really calling in our tribe. And that is what I also think why I am so passionate about the multi-author books. Because it's my way of calling in my tribe, the change makers, the thought leaders, I mean the leaders of the new era, and to make this platform for them to spread their message and just to stand there, because everything we do now, it is, as we say, it's the butterfly effect. It creates ripples in the multiverse, in the multidimensional reality. And by standing that in our sovereignty and using our voices to standing there, owning our truths, we are changing the communities we live in and everyone around us. And so I am so deeply grateful for that you are sharing your stories like this, because for me, the pandemic in 2020, I mean, I think I just wrote and wrote and wrote books, because that was my way of coping, because everything that came with the censorships and everything, I just knew that I have to put my truths in writing. I have to do that. I'm going to lose my sanity otherwise. I just have to focus. I kept focusing upon that. And then I launched my 2 publishing houses as well during 2020. So that is why, and that is why we are here. And that's what I love about this too, because it's the energies in these years, I mean, 2020 and 2021, they are very, very fast. We are creating change so fast now. And you are the forerunners in creating change. So I'm going to continue. And the next question is, writing can often be a solitary process. What was your experience working in a more collaborative setting or with a mentor? So, Minia?
Yeah, we have our chat groups, and they have been very, very useful, because you can mirror yourself in other women's authors' ponderings and wonderings about things, and I never need to be insecure or afraid of asking questions. And as a new author, you don't need to figure out how everything works by yourself, so you can ask without feeling shame. And the chat groups have been very good. Everyone can always help you with questions, and I know that you're able to ask people if they can read your chapter and bio, and give ideas what needs to be changed and everything. But I I have been quite by myself anyway, because I'm a kind of introvert as a person. So I've chosen to work by myself, but it has been very, very comforting to know that you have my back if I need to. So this book has been a solitary work this time, but Luftburna, I was more involved with the chat group, but this time I went into my own world. Yeah. So it has been two different experiences, but the knowing that I'm not alone, only that knowing is really, really important. And I I don't think that I would have dared to write all alone. You know, I would like to write a book or two by myself later on, but this is such a good start to start as an author.
Mm.
Mm.
I love it.
I'm really grateful. Thank you, Eleanor.
Oh, thank you, Minia.
Mm.
Sonja.
Yes, it is a very solitary work being an author. Thank the gods for internet and Facebook and social media, so you can connect. This project has been less solitary since the chat, as Minia says, and being able to talk to the others, or in my case, reading the others' questions, because they're always faster than me to ask the questions. So I just, oh, thank you, someone already asked. Then I get the answer and it's, okay, fine, I fix it. Or being friends with several of the authors, you can, take an extra question privately in their chat and just, hey, did you do this? And then get the answer. So I like this kind of writing because I need the deadlines. Otherwise, I don't get anything finished. Because I've been trying to write books on my own, a big, thick book, but not having a deadline, since I'm not following my own rules of doing the list one by one. I need the forced deadlines with someone else. Otherwise, I obviously don't make it to the end of my story. So I like this kind of collaboration, actually.
Super. And now you have made it to the end. So
Yes.
yay.
Yes.
Yes. And Bonnie.
Well, for me, this has been a more solitary experience because last year, maybe contrary to most people, I was inundated with communication from my clients and everybody that I knew that was freaking out. And I service over 150 clients day to day in my business. So for me, the writing was a time for me to go inward and really I didn't even look in the chat. I felt like I needed to do this myself. And that I think that I asked maybe one question at the beginning because there was something I need clarified. And once I had that clarified, I think that this was a more solitary experience for me, even though it's a collaboration in a book. So I feel like it's really from you, Eleanor, that the authors that you choose, like you said, that there's like a line that goes and basically strings all the stories together. There's like a commonality. And so I feel that more of maybe the marketing might be a less solitary experience for me. Even though I'm not on social media right now, so it's going to be very interesting for me. And I'm in the process of a big move, physical move, 3,300 miles away from where I'm living, literally in the next 4 weeks. So I'm like looking at all this as a new adventure. And how many people can I inspire when I get to my new place? You know what I'm saying? And like, basically, this might be an introduction to me, giving them a book, and letting them get to know me that way. That might be a possibility. So I'm looking at this as an adventure without boundaries and limitations to see where it takes things.
That's great. And that's a great idea. Like, here I am, read my story. That's a great idea. So thank you so much. And I mean, that is also interesting that you are sharing so many different views on this, because I mean, for some it is solitary, and for others they want to be more in the chats and more involved with other authors. And still, we, as Minia said, we got your back. We got you covered. We have everything in order. We have everything when it comes to the publishing house, the book covers, everything. So, and I think that's also perhaps what creates the freedom of having that space to be solitary. And I love that too. I'm a both as well. So thank you so much. The next question is, what would you say was your biggest aha or breakthrough moment when you wrote this book, your chapter? So, Minia?
I think it was, for me, it was the experience to really find the courage to write that I wanted to write this time, about inspiring people to just be authentic and to be a rebel, as I identify myself, a silent rebel that no longer is silent, and that's a huge step. And I wish every reader could find their own path to open their throat chakra and speak out or express themselves somehow. And it was also, I mentioned that I have the diagnosis autism, and I needed to communicate that too, because that is what the society sees. But me, I'm more. It's like the society needs to put you in a box. This is what's wrong with you because you don't obey as everyone should do. So we need to put you here so that everyone can understand what's wrong with you. But I think that every soul is on the spectrum somewhere, but because there is nothing called normal. So everybody needs to be themselves, authentic, truly authentic. And I think writing this chapter was feeling of freedom to really show this too. This is something, an aspect of myself that some people need to put a finger on, but I don't identify myself as it, because I see myself as a free thinking artist that needs to be whatever I need to be. So that aspect was a aha moment to really, do I have the courage to write that down, to show the people, to the world, to be vulnerable, naked, or what you need to use the word to, this is me, or this is might not be me, but some people need to see me as this. But just let everything go, every chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Mm.
And it's so brave. And there's so many people that need to read this chapter. And as you say, all of you come back to being unshackled, to being the true souls. That's amazing as well. So thank you, Minia.
Thank you.
Sonia.
My aha moment. Well, it was to realize that I actually can write something that's only 3,000 words, which is surprising because I usually write something around the shortest I've written before is around 5,000 words. I usually vomit words more than that, but 3,000 words was actually manageable. And it was actually easier to write about myself than I thought it would be, because I'm so used to writing fiction, made up stories. So I was, when Mira said, "Come on, Sonia, you're gonna jump on this. It's been perfect for you." I just write about me. Yeah, how do I do that? Do anyone really want to read about it? And then I just, well, maybe one wants to read about it, and that's enough, because then I have one person at least. So yeah, I can actually write a book about myself, surprisingly enough. So that was my aha moment, and I'm glad I got it, because that means I can do more things like this in the future when the opportunity knocks. So that's good.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And Bonnie, what was your aha moment?
Let's see. I would say, sorry about that. My aha moment was that I'm actually better at verbalizing, talking about myself, than writing, talking about myself.
That is interesting too. Yeah.
So what I ended up doing because of that is like recording my story and then going from there.
And that's a really great way of doing it. I mean, there are so many great ways how you can get your story out of your head. I mean, record it, write. I even know that some people, they write down post-it notes, like a lot of them, and then they just put them together in the right order, and then they have the book, and then just fill out the wordings around them, more or less. So there are so many different ways, and I mean, just find your way. So I love that too. Thank you. The next question is, and we have two more questions. How do you think contributing to these books will shape the way you write in the future? Minia.
I think I will be able to express myself freely because I have expanded my comfort zone already. So I don't have any secrets anymore, you know. So I think I will be very free expressing myself, and I can I see writing as painting with words. So hopefully I will explore writing more and without chains in the future. So this was the pre-work, and then I think that I will develop and I think I've done the hardest part now. I think so. I think I will develop as an author, And this has been so useful, really good, and challenging. But what was the question?
How it will shape the way you write in the future. So
I think I will express myself more freely after this.
Yeah.
And I think that I will have a better self confidence after this. Really. So it has been really useful in many things, many ways. Yeah.
I love that. And we often say that these books, they are speed healing.
Yeah.
The speed healing process. When you dive into that, I mean, that shadow of yourself or whatever you want to name it, when you dive into it and you go through it, that's when the true healing comes in and you free yourself, as you say. And
it's as you have been diving underwater and you come up and whew.
Yeah, that's wonderful. A great way of sharing it. So thank you. Sonja.
Yeah, it will change my writing in the way that I now know that I can write really short stories. So that actually gave me a few ideas for future projects. Well, I have a lot of projects going on that I'm trying to figure out how to do, not only in writing, but everything else around my world. But the writing is going to be more focused on short stories for the foreseeable future, which will make it more easy to get them out since they take short time to write. And then I maybe could get a story a week out with editing and everything else on my own, unless someone begs me to join another book.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. Well, short stories is something I will dive deeper into with fiction as well to see what that can give.
That's really interesting. So I'm really looking forward to reading more from you as well. So Bonnie, what are your plans?
So it's already inspired me because I already have the title of the book that I'm going to be writing, which is not so much about me. It's about one of the gifts that I have, which is the ability to see dimensionally into the crystals and find the guides, and then teach people how to work with the guides with their crystals. So I'm going to be writing that book, which kind of was inspired by this when I get to North Carolina.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to write that in the mountains. I love it. You have to show me after that and show me
Absolutely
that I can read it. Thank you. The last question is that I want you to share what your plans are. I mean, if you have any more plans, perhaps you have a course or a new project that you want to share about, or tell everyone that's listening now or listening in later where to find you. I mean, for example, we have several other book projects. We always have amazing multi-author books in the loop. And now we have Stormborn, we have Multiverse, we have a couple of Swedish books as well, and we have a few more also new English books that we are going to go public with soon, because we are doing a global marketing now with the help of Business Bravery, and you will see us in many places in the near future. So Minia, what are your plans?
Well, this writing experience with Luftburna and Arise also made me paint at the same time, to express my development, my personal development. So I'm gonna finish a couple projects. One is my painting that I call The Final Leap of Queen Phoenix. And it's really powerful and healing painting. And then I'm gonna make it a reproduction of it, and because I want to share the energy to the world, and it's really, really powerful. And so this is my plan right now, to do my painting projects that are connected to these books. But I'm also gonna write more books with you. I think I've signed up to the next one is jordnära, I think, in Swedish.
Yeah, we have vattenburna and we have jordnära.
And multidimensionella.
Yeah, it's one of the multiverse, like dimensional, but in Swedish.
Yeah, and maybe multiverse. I'm not quite sure yet, but I feel that the realms between the worlds and dimensions, I think it's really something that I can explore and express myself in, and I feel at home there in multi-dimensional space. So I think it will be very exciting to come into that process and see what happens. Yeah,
it will, and it's so cool because it's really addictive to be in these books.
Yeah, it is.
It is so much fun. I love both publishing them and writing in them. I take every opportunity to write in my own books as well. I love it, and I love being a part of the tribe with you. So I'm just super happy. So thank you. We're looking forward to it. Sonja.
Yes, what's in the future? More books. Maybe I dip my toes in one or two of yours in the future. I have book projects with another person who are in the development parts. We're discussing how we want it, and maybe a YouTube channel featuring that book. I'm gonna get a web page someday this year. It's on my to-do list, and it should have been done by now, but it's still 2021, so I have a couple more months on me. I'm planning on trying to manifest my future home, so it will find me during this year, so I can land and really be me and have the peace I need at home when I'm not doing things out of comfort zone and pandemic and all that. That's the plan.
Thank you so much. It's going to be so much so much fun to see the way you are. I mean, the road you're going to take in this. So thank you. And Bonnie, the move and everything.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have so many things on the horizon, and I'm going to wrap them all up in a big ball of healing, in a sense, because everything that I do is around healing, whether it's the mind, the spirit, or the physical actual body. When I move, I will be involved in some big humanitarian projects. And one of the things I'm putting together is a healing and presentation center, so that with all kinds of alternative modalities and things like that. And, you know, part of what I will do is be presenting about the things that I teach there as well. And I know that there will be books that go along with this and all this kind of stuff. And my thing is to find, you know, a publisher that I can work with continuously so that all I have to do is the writing of the books, not the other pieces. You know, obviously the pictures and the things that need to be involved. However, I don't want to like do the marketing myself and do everything by myself. Like that's not, I have no interest in that. So I'm going to get my name out there and then my brand out there and then draw and then have everything come towards me. That's what I'm working with.
So let's talk about that, because we also do single books. And we
Absolutely.
and we have a massive, massive marketing plan this year. So it's so beautiful. And as many of you have seen, we have the House of Sovereignty, where we have the Temple of Sovereignty, we have the Media House of Sovereignty, and we have the Tribe of Sovereignty. So in a couple of weeks, you're going to see our new website. Things are happening so fast right now. So just keep our name in your memory and check it out, and check our social media platforms out. I mean, it's Media House of Sovereignty and Eleanor Amora for me. And visit these amazing authors. Check out the book when it's being published next week. And check out their web pages and everything, and just follow them on their different platforms. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I am super, super grateful. And we are so excited to see the book.
Yeah.
Yay!
Do you have a picture of the cover? Do you have a picture of the book?
I have a picture of the book. Let's see. I can't wait a minute. I have it as a big here.
Yay!
I actually got it printed just because I want to do a painting of it here.
Wow.
Can you see it? Like, yeah. You can't see it because you're seeing but you can still see it. It's so amazing.
It's amazing. It's really, amazing. Really, I love it. I love the colors.
I love it. It's awesome.
So I'm going to frame it and put it on my walls here. As you see, I have white walls now that I am just going to decorate with all our different books. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. I'm just super proud of each and every book. So thank you. And talk some more soon. And just for every one of you, just buy the book next Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.